Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard. I am Penge and welcome to day 13 of our Fes-tea-ve Advent countdown, where we have a nice cup of tea and a little bit of a chat. So let us open up our wonderful Advent tea calendar and let's have a look. Right, 13. 13 is in the other corner. 3 of the corners are now complete. I like this. Okay, right, let's try and get into that one. I suspect the door for number 13 has seen better days because it's now being entirely torn to shreds. Okay, hang on. We can do this. We can peel this back in a dignified, nice manner, which retains number 13. Number 13 is destroyed. Number 13 teapot has taken some critical damage right there. Never mind. Right, what do we have in store today? What tea do we have? And we have ourselves, let's have a look, gingerbread treat once again. So, of course, it means that we have gone through all of the teas available, except probably the one in door number 25 there. I imagine that's going to be a special sort of one-off tea. A few people, actually, now let's point this out now that we're sort of gone through and we're looping back round. So, at the very start, we looked at this list here and said, yeah, these are all the teas that we're going to get. And a few wonderful, astute folks have said, hang on a minute, all you're doing is going through this list. So there's no real surprise as to what is next. We know that gingerbread treat was number 1, and Superstar Anise was 2, Chai Charge was 3, Ghostly Green was 4, and all that kind of stuff. So we've gone to peppermint candy. And then we've gone back to gingerbread treat, which is very nice. I did like this one an awful lot. So now we've gone back to there. So we're going to go through all those again. So, we kind of know the order of these now. But the one in the middle, by using logic and deduction, all that kind of stuff, must be Winter Warmer. That must be Winter Warmer over in 25. Okay, there we go. That's interesting. But this is good. I liked the gingerbread treat before. It was possibly my favourite one of the whole lot. So yes, this is going to be very good. It smells very nice. It smells very lovely and warming. So here we go. How long was it brewing for? For between 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So to get that brewing, we need to go to the kettle. And here we are back in the Geek Cupboard with our lovely cup of freshly brewed gingerbread treat tea. And this time round, I've decided not to spill it all over the kitchen because, last time when I had my gingerbread treat tea, on the very first day, I kind of was doing something else and I caught the cup with the back of my hand. I kind of just caught it, a glancing blow to the side of the cup. And it was enough to tip it up and a bit of the tea did indeed get spilled, which was a tragedy. It was a tragedy. Don't worry, I kind of reported it to the relevant tea authorities and they came round and checked that, there was no sort of malicious intent behind it and all that kind of stuff. But this time around I've made sure that I've not spilt it everywhere and we have a lovely cup. And I mean we've done this one before. It's very nice. It's probably the best tea of the entire sort of calendar. It's just very nice. It's very Christmassy. It's lovely and tasty. It's got a really nice smell. It's a lovely sort of gingerbread smell. It just smells of gingerbread and I like gingerbread, so it kind of makes sense that I'm going to like the tea. And it tastes still very, very nice. It's got a nice bit of sort of kick, not a kick as such. It's not, I'm not sort of going, oh crikey, that's really spicy or whatever. But there's a little bit of something, which is the ginger. And it's just all round just very nice. And it's not a green tea, it's a black tea. A lot of the teas in the calendar are green teas, but this one is certainly a black tea. It's just really nice. I think it is by far the best one in the calendar. So yes, I shall be certainly enjoying this. So let's go over to our question. And this is an interesting one. So it comes from Animorphous. And Animorphous asks, what is your favourite animal and a possible nickname for said animal? Which is an intriguing question because your favourite animal, you go, yeah, okay, right, I can do that, yes. A possible nickname for said animal. Now I'm going to assume that you mean the nickname if I were to have a pet of that particular animal. Let's say if my favourite animal was, I don't know, a bear. And then, favourite animal is a bear. What's a nickname for that animal? I don't have a nickname for bears. A bear is a bear. I don't sort of go, there's a berry wary or whatever. I don't know. I assume that it means a nickname if I were to have such an animal, rather than just a generic nickname for the entirety of that kind of animal classification. So what is my favourite animal? I did think about this for a little while. I had to ponder this because there's lots and lots of animals that are all really, really amazing. But people might be thinking, yes, he's going to pick something like, a lion or a tiger or something, proper sort of really exciting and really thrilling sort of stuff. But no, it's not one of those. I don't have anything against lions and tigers and panthers and cheetahs and all that kind of stuff. They're exciting. But I mean, I quite like quite like giraffes. Giraffes are good just because they've got long necks and they just look nice and they look sort of fun. But I think my favourite animal. There's a choice of two. There's a choice of two, and I can't really decide. I can't really choose between the two. It's either a penguin, because penguins are brilliant. They're brilliant. They look amazing and they waddle about and they're adorable. And I want to go and give them hugs. So it's either a penguin, which again, so the nickname for a penguin. Because so if I had a pet penguin, I wouldn't sort of look at a penguin and go, there's a something or other. I'd kind of, if I had a pet penguin, I'd call it Feng Feng, because my daughter, when she was little, she could not say penguin, and she said Feng Feng, which is all sorts of adorable, and it stuck. So now whenever there is a penguin, I always say, there's a Feng Feng. It just sort of, I suppose that does work. That goes against everything I've just said. Whenever I see a penguin, I do call it a Feng Feng. And we have a cuddly penguin, and that is Feng Feng. Maybe that's what it means. Okay, well, there you go. So either a penguin, and they're going to be called Feng Feng, because that's what my daughter said. She can say it now, but when she was tiny, she couldn't, and it was all sorts of lovely. So, yeah, and I like penguins. They just look nice, and they sort of, it's their waddly sort of nature and all that kind of stuff, and everyone loves a penguin. Most people like penguins, surely. Or the other animal that I think, can I have two favourites? Can I sort of have two sort of, on a par? Would be again, people are thinking, what's it going to be? Is it going to be an elephant? Something really exciting. Is it going to be an eagle? No. How about bees? I like bees. Bees are good because bees, they're awesome. They buzz around. They're really helpful. I mean, without bees, the world would just sort of fall apart and collapse. I've seen Bee Movie. I know how this is going to work. If there's no bees, that's it. The world is doomed and all the plants die and everything goes wrong. So bees kind of keep the world in balance, and they're lovely, and they sort of buzz around and they sort of poodle about, and they're not nasty. They're only nasty if you try and hurt them, which seems fair. I suppose, self-defense kind of thing. So yeah, that's bees, penguins or bees. I don't know. So we're going to have them as equal. We're going to have them as, penguins and bees on the top step. We'll have them on the top step. So yeah, I just think they're both good animals. I need to think of a nickname for a bee. I hadn't thought about a nickname for bees. Again, I wouldn't call them all one thing, I suppose. Okay, what would I, if I had a pet bee? A little pet bee. I'm just imagining, there he is. He's just sat on the edge there, just being a bee. What about, I don't know, what would I call a bee? I don't know. Keith. We'll have Keith. We'll have Keith the bee. It's fine. Keith the bee can just buzz around and do Keith the bee things. He can go and get some pollen, then he can come back and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was an interesting question. I had to properly think about that for a while to sit and ponder things. But yeah. I think they're the two. We're going to put them onto the top. So penguins and bees. Feng Feng for penguin and Keith for a bee. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't generally call a bee, like the general, any bee, a certain thing. I wouldn't call it anything else. I just go, it's a bee. Or it's some bees. I wanted to give a particular, the whole sort of species of bees a particular nickname. But then, yes, I have done with penguins, just because it's because of the cuddly penguin that we had, and then my daughter can pronounce it. But there we go. So, in short, I guess the answer is penguins and bees, which is probably not the answer that people are expecting. But I like penguins and bees, and there we go. That's my final answer, and I am sticking to it, absolutely. So, yeah, I think that sums everything up quite nicely. So I shall go and finish the lovely gingerbread treat tea. I'm looking forward to this a great deal, and we shall finish things up for the moment. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard for day 13 of our Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown, and I will see you next time.
How much cake did you have?
Not a lot, you buggered off to the door. Blah, can I be sick down our back? Oh good, there's nothing creepy about some mysterious, ethereal humming. Oh no, Mum's been on the gin again. Mum's been on the gin and she's been watching rom-coms. Oh Mum, no, what have you done?